Hey, what's up? Line Stroke Workouts here, and today I've got a video on isometrics for the upper body. It's a full upper body workout, and isometrics were made famous by Bruce Lee and improve strength and muscle definition. So you're going to be holding each exercise for 30 seconds, maximum strength for 1 to 3 sets. And the first lot of exercises for you I have are chest exercises. Right, this first exercise is a double push palm exercise. What you're doing is keeping your palms up at chest level, and you're pushing maximum strength, breathing in and out through your palms. You maintain tension for 30 seconds, breathing in, breathing out, pushing even harder. This is going to work your chest, and it also works a bit of the lats, but if you focus on your chest more, it'll work the chest more. The aim is to keep pushing and holding the tension for 30 seconds. For this second exercise, you need to find a counter that's low enough for you to push against while stretching the lower part of the chest. So what you're doing is you're pushing with your palm into the counter as hard as you can, but focusing on your lower chest. It's going to work your chest and a bit of the front shoulders. You do this once again 30 seconds. It's going to be 30 seconds each arm, and you're going to be breathing in, keeping your back straight, shoulders back as far as possible, and breathing out, pushing as hard as you can. So once you've done one side, you switch to the other. Same thing, using your palm, push as much force as you can into the counter and really work your lower chest, and obviously it'll be a bit of biceps and some triceps and frontal deltoids. Once again, you want to keep good posture, abs tucked in, shoulders back, really focusing on the chest, and maintain the tension for the entire 30 seconds. Okay, the third exercise for the chest is the same thing but using a higher counter. So obviously you work the lower chest, now you're going to be working the upper chest. Same thing, shoulders back, chest up, abs tucked in, and you push for 30 seconds as hard as you can, sending the force through your chest, front of your shoulder, bicep, down to your forearm and through your palm. The key is to breathe in deep, and then when you breathe out, you push even harder, and you keep going and pushing maximum tension. So you're really working the chest and the muscles being worked to maximum intensity. Obviously, repeat for both sides, 30 seconds each, and you can either do 1 to 3 sets on all these exercises. So depending on your fitness level, stick to 1 or go to 3. I'm only demonstrating 1 purely because it will take way too long if I done 3 during this video. Okay, so next we have the back and shoulder exercises. Okay, so using the same principles as the chest exercises, using the cabinet, we're going to be doing it reverse to work the back and rear delts. So you're going to be pushing using the back of your hand as hard as you can into the cabinet. Shoulders back, chest up, abs tucked in, and it's going to really hit the rear delts and the lats and the upper part of your back. You want to be doing this for 30 seconds. As always, try to keep as good posture as possible, even though it gets pretty tough, especially during the last 10 seconds. You're going to be doing both sides, so once again, make sure you can find a cabinet you can do this properly on, and you push all your energy, all your strength through the muscles being worked into the back of your hand, into the object, or like the cabinet, something that can't be moved. You want to be doing this, breathing in, breathing out deeply, using your core muscles to assist in pushing maximum force, and obviously 1 to 3 sets on this as well. After this exercise, we continue with the back and we move on to another back exercise. So for this next exercise, you want to be sitting down with your palms facing inwards on the outside of your legs, and you push as hard as you can, trying to push your knees together to touch while trying to push back with your legs. This is going to build your lats mainly, and it's going to work the biceps and the shoulders. So once again, 30 seconds for this. And then after this, we're going to do opposite. So now you put your arms inside your legs and you try to push your arms outwards while your legs try to keep the pressure going inwards. So this is also going to work the shoulders and lats, but in another dimension. So obviously, once again, 30 seconds, breathing in, breathing out, trying to push even harder, and keep going it gets a struggle after you've done so many sets on different exercises, but you got to keep pushing to get results. After this, we go on to another back exercise. This one standing up, and what you do is you're trying to pull one arm in while pushing the other out. So the one that's pulling back, my right arm, is using the back muscles, the shoulder and the biceps. What you're trying to do is maintain the pressure, pulling inwards, keep your arm relatively high in comparison to your abs, and you're trying to really focus on your back and your lats and the back of your shoulders. Obviously, after 30 seconds, swap sides. The other side will be pulling in, and the other side will be pushing out. So as you can see, it's working the shoulders, and it's working the upper part of the back, and it's going to work the lats and the biceps. So it's a good exercise for all round. It's the kind of equivalent to the seated rower in the gym, just you're using isometrics. So once again, 30 seconds this side, and then 1 to 3 sets of your choice. After this, another great shoulder and back exercise. You link your arms together with your hands, and then you pull your hands apart as hard as possible. Try to keep your shoulders back, your chest out, abs tucked in, and it works your shoulders, your back, biceps on one arm and triceps on the other. So 30 seconds, and then you're going to do 30 seconds the other side as well. So the key to this exercise is keeping your arms up as high as they should be, just below chest, and keeping that there, and then you're pulling as hard as you can. This also works the forearms, and is good for grip training, because obviously you've got to keep your grip tight, and you're using your forearms to pull as well as your major muscle groups. So it's a great exercise for all round. So after this exercise, we try to focus more on isolating the shoulders. So this next exercise, you need to use a door frame, and you're going to go stand underneath it, and you're going to push upwards using your palm, trying to keep your arm as straight as possible depending on the height of the door frame. What this is going to act like is the equivalent of a shoulder press in the gym, but obviously you're holding this isometrically, so you're going to be there statically using force, push as hard as you can, trying to isolate the shoulder and send the force up through your shoulder to your triceps, all the way up through your palms. You want to keep your shoulders back, chest up, abs in. As always, good posture creates better looking physiques, and yeah, this is a great exercise to isolate the shoulders. So in the 30 seconds each arm, make sure you really focus on the shoulder and the triceps involved, and this is going to be a great exercise for really building the strength and definition in your shoulders. Obviously, static holds are really good for definition, especially if you're into bodybuilding or you don't have gym equipment at home. Next, we focus on tricep exercises. For the first exercise, you're going to go back to using the counter, and what you're going to do is put your legs apart, face the counter and push your palm onto the counter, trying to tense your triceps from your shoulders down all the way to your forearm as much as possible, pushing as hard as you can into the counter. This is really going to isolate the triceps. Obviously, you need to use a lot of mental focus and focus on the triceps themselves so they actually work harder. Just like you would if you was in the gym doing weightlifting, you focus on the muscle that you're actually working to get better results. Same thing with isometrics. So here, you really want to isolate the triceps as much as possible. So 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other side. So you get back into position, try to keep your shoulders up and back, your chest out, and you really push as hard as you can using your core muscles all the way through to your triceps, really keeping the focus going straight into the counter to create maximum tension in your triceps. It's going to add strength to your triceps and great definition. So definitely an exercise worth doing. After this, we continue with more triceps. With this next exercise, you want to link your hands together behind your back, and then you want to pull your shoulders back and push your arms downwards, creating the tension in your triceps and the back of your shoulders. So this is a great exercise because it's a static hold, but it's also a stretch as well. So what you're doing is you're stretching the muscle using maximum tension, creating bigger gains. You really want to focus on your triceps and your chest out. Next, you're going to be pushing your fist into the open palm of the opposite hand. So obviously my right arm is working the triceps, so it's pushing the fist directly into the open hand of my other arm, and you're really focused on pushing with your triceps to maximize the tension in them. So what you're doing is you're breathing in and you're breathing out, and you're pushing harder through your arm, trying to push as hard as you can while pulling as hard as you can with the other arm to create maximum tension in the triceps that you're working. So 30 seconds one side, 30 seconds the other side. As you can see, pushing into my palm, and the other one's trying to stop my fist from going any further. So what you're doing is you're creating the maximum tension that you can physically put into this while not moving. So this is really good for definition, especially in the triceps, and you want to keep your core tucked in and your chest out. Great exercise for the triceps, definitely worth doing. So next we have the bicep exercises. Okay, so the first bicep exercise, a classic bodybuilding pose that can be used for isometrics. So what you're doing is you're having one palm facing up, one palm facing down, and you're pushing one arm up as hard as you can and the other arm pushing down as hard as you can. This is going to really isolate the biceps in your right arm, but also working the triceps in the other arm. So what you want to try to do in this is try to isolate your biceps by bringing the chest out and shoulder back. And it's 30 seconds each arm, so as you can see, bringing the arm up with one arm, pushing the other one down, trying to keep the tension in between, really keeping the tension isolated on the bicep to get maximum tension there for maximum results. So shoulder back, chest up. As you can see, I breathe in and I breathe out, pushing even harder. That's the key to isometrics. You keep the tension maximum for the full 30 seconds. That is the only way to get results for this. Okay, so this next exercise, you're working the outside of your biceps. So you want to try and keep your hands centered in the middle of your body while keeping that circle with your arms, and you're pushing out with your right arm and in with your left. You really want to keep your shoulders back, chest up, and really push and drive forwards using the outside of your biceps. So breathe in deeply, breathe out, push even harder, trying to maintain the focus in the outside of your biceps. So this will be the equivalent of, say, hammer curls in the gym that work the outside of the biceps. You're going to be working the outside of the biceps with this position of isometric. So same thing other side, but now you're pushing with the left arm and pulling with the right arm. See how you keep that kind of slight circle position? That's going to help really focus on the biceps themselves if you keep your shoulders back and chest out. So 30 seconds once again, keep that position using your core strength to really drive that force through the hand and keep pushing till the end. Okay, so the next bicep exercise really works the lower part of the bicep, although it does work the entire bicep as well. So the hands pointing down at a lowered position, pushing as hard as you can through your palms, keeping the tension in your biceps. Being as your arms are lower, it's going to really work the lower part of the bicep more. So that's the key to this, trying to get a full workout through the entire bicep. So breathe in, breathe out deeply, 30 seconds, this position. So next we have the ab exercises using isometrics. Okay, for this first exercise you want to pull the belly button in and you want to tense your abs down into a standard crunch position. And you want to keep the tension here, and you want to keep pushing the tension even harder and harder, so you keep tensing the abs even more and more as the time goes on. This was made famous by Bruce Lee to build abdominal strength and endurance. The key is to keep your abs tucked in while you're tensing and keeping that kind of crunch position. 30 seconds again. Okay, so this next exercise is similar to a vacuum. What you're doing is you're pulling your belly button in towards your back as far as possible and trying to keep pulling it in further and further. So this is going to work your abs, and it's going to work the muscles surround the abs, so it creates that smaller waistline look in comparison to the rest of your body. So once again, you want to do this for 30 seconds, breathing in, and when you breathe out, try to pull your belly button in further and further. So to summarize, each position 30 seconds and then either 1 to 3 sets, obviously maximum tension and 30-second rest between each.